Greetings, everyone. Happy Saturday. How are y'all doing today? We are in the window of the Pisces full moon. Today is a Saturn day. Saturn is the day, is Saturn, the planet Saturn rules Saturday. And we are in the window of a full moon. And Saturn just moved back into Pisces, retrograde. If you guys haven't picked up the Saturn retrograde workbook, I'm telling you, this is a time for deep transformation and healing, you guys. So, the Pisces full moon is coming in. So now we have Saturn there and Pisces. The ruler of Neptune is at the very early degree of Aries. And what we're working with is cleaning. We're cleaning up our reality is what we're doing. And the reality is within you. We're cleaning up the shame. We're cleaning up the shame, the guilt, the addictions, the behaviors, the patterns that keep us anchored into this 3D reality, which is dissolving as we speak. Nature is gentle on some level. Like you guys were, how is nature gentle? How is nature gentle? Because nature is a building process generally. That's been my experience of it. It's not an all or nothing or all at once. For the most part, it's usually, okay, this is coming. Okay, you hear it? This is coming. Okay, we're getting closer. That's sort of how nature works. But we've gotten to the point now where the destruction is, where we're in the experience of the destruction. And what it's doing is it's asking us to look at the places where we have not honored ourselves fully. And usually those patterns come from ancestral stuff. It's not, like sometimes I might have clients who are dealing with addictions, drinking or money stuff or relationship stuff. And those behaviors are learned in your family. There was a time in my life where I recognized when my mother died. It was such a painful experience, of course, but I was so shattered. And gosh, it's so amazing to talk about this. Wow. I didn't expect that this was going to be the thing that I would share. Okay, let me see if I can share it. I was so shattered when my mother died. My mother and I were arguing. We were in a fight. And the fight was over something so ridiculous. She had given me her Macy's credit card, and I bought some stuff and hadn't paid the bill. And the bill was like $35. And I didn't have a job. That's what it was. I didn't have a job. And my mother was just in angst about it. Monique, when are you going to pay that bill? So I had quit my job. Oh my gosh, this story is turning into one. I quit my job because I really thought I wanted to be an actress. But I didn't know what it took to be an actress. And I quit my job that I had and went and started doing like background work and realized in it like, oh, I'm not going to make no money doing this and I'm not going to be an actress. Like, this is ridiculous. So I was sort of floating around without a job. And my mother was like, hey, you have to pay this bill. So I couldn't really figure it out. I was like sort of lost. And so I started looking for jobs. And in that time, the anxiety between my mother and I grew. And I wasn't finding a job. And then I went to Denver, and I was in Denver with a woman that I was best friends with. Turned out that her husband was having an affair. So I ended up staying in Denver for like a month because they started breaking up. And my mother was like, bitch, where is my money? You got to pay this bill. And I had gone to Denver to find a job because I had gotten an interview there. And I ended up being stuck there because my friend had a nervous breakdown. And I ended up staying there. And my mother was like, you got to come pay this bill. So when I returned home. I returned home because my mother's partner had pancreas cancer. And my mother had been taking care of her partner and her father. And when I got home from Denver, I saw her, and she had dirty fingernails. And my mother was the cleanest woman I had ever known. Like, she never had dirty fingernails. And she smelled like cigarette smoke. She smoked cigarettes, but she never smelled like cigarette smoke before that. She'd always smoked. But I hugged her, and I was like, oh, this is different. And we were still in an upset. Then the next day, her partner went to the hospital. She called me, and she said, Teddy died. And we talked for maybe 15 minutes or so, and I said, do you want me to come? And she said, no, I'll talk to you tomorrow. When we hung up, I knew I was never going to talk to her again. I knew it. We hung up that night. She had a heart attack. The next morning I called her. The phone was busy, because that's how it was then. Like, it was ringing busy. I go to her house, and she'd had a heart attack. And I'm sharing this story. I don't even know why I'm fucking sharing this story, because we're in this Pisces full moon. But it's like it's time for us to clear and clean up the things that are unfinished. And that's what this is bringing up for me. Like, unfinished family business. And there was stuff between my mother. Pisces is the ancestors. It's the ancestral realm. And there was stuff between my mother and I that was unfinished. And it was that doggone credit card bill from Macy's that was $35. And what I know is that there was something in me that felt like she owed me something. That's what it was. I felt like my mother hadn't parented me well. And my mother hadn't parented me well, and I was resentful. So the fact that she was asking me for this $35 for this credit card was really pissing me off. But at the same time, she was right. And I needed a job. And all I'm saying now is, because now I'm sort of twisted, you guys. Wow. Like, I almost could just get off, because I didn't anticipate this to be the thing that it was going to come up. If you have unfinished ancestral business, it's time to take care of it. That's what it is. If you have unfinished ancestral business, this Pisces full moon is saying it's time to take care of it. So that's guilt and shame, shadows, unforgiveness. All of that stuff is up now for release. That is what's going on. You guys just witnessed it here with me in real time. Okay, so it's time to forgive your parents for whatever you think they did or didn't do, because we have to free our energies up. We have to release ourselves from these old, outdated patterns that keep us stuck in ways. This experience that I have had with my mother, she died when I was 29 years old. She died at my Saturn's return when I was 29 years old. I'm coming into my second Saturn's return. They happen every 29 years. And I have been doing this work all my life, you guys. You guys know that. I'm here fucking every day. I'm always doing this work. I don't leave this work, okay? This work is a part of me. And it's layered. It lives in the body. It lives in the system. And the ways that I have held my mother, and I'm not blaming myself at all. Like, I get it, right? Because we are in the dark ages right now. We're in the Kali Yuga. So we understand that this is a part of this greater experience. The ways that I have, like, I notice a thing in my behavior, in my own behavior. I have a way of conceding. I have a way of giving up my power that doesn't serve me. And I know it's a direct connection to this experience that I have with my mother. And I'm going to give you an example. Yesterday, my cat was in the house. She was inconsolable. She was inconsolable last night. She wanted to go out. She wanted two things. She either wanted to go outside or be in the bed with me. None of those things were available. But everything else was available. You have your cat tree, you have your this, you have your that, you have all these things. But you cannot go outside and you cannot come into the bed with me. So she just cried and whined, and I was just in a battle with her. What is it? Da, da, da. And then finally, I said to myself, just make a decision. That your decision sticks. It doesn't matter. Your decision sticks. She can do whatever these are the things she can do, but you don't have to keep trying to console her. And typically, I would concede. I would either let her out or let her come into the bed with me. And I decided not to. I decided I was going to sleep. I let her come into my bedroom. And when she tried to get into the bed with me 3 times, I finally put her out of my bedroom and closed the door. Like, you're either going to be in my bedroom and there are other things you can be here, but you cannot be on my bed with me. And because I typically concede and this is just one way. This is my cats. I got it with my child. Like my child, because when he was growing up, he was a very picky eater. And because he was picky and would refuse to eat things, I would concede and give him what he wanted. That's what I'm talking about. And that is a pattern that got established because of my relationship with my mother in some way. And so now I get to heal this, I get to forgive it, and I get to reestablish the energy, another level of congruence within myself that allows me to be true to myself, that allows me to not give myself over in ways that don't serve me. Okay, I don't have anything else to say about this right now because this all took me by surprise. This all took me by surprise, and maybe I'll come back and talk about it again. And the sun is really bright, and the camera isn't really, like, I don't feel like the camera is showing me right and all that kind of stuff. I can't see myself in the camera is what I'm saying. So, happy full moon in Pisces. Look at your ancestral karmic patterns. Look at places that you're holding unforgiveness, blame, shame, guilt, and do the work to release that stuff. Do the work to free yourself from it, to free your ancestors, forgive them, let it go. Set up an ancestral altar. Like, do something that honors the energy, because what we get from our ancestors is our greatest power. And if you're holding any unforgiveness, if you're holding stuff, then you block that power. That power won't be available to you because you are not truly open to it, because there's something in you that is cutting it off, cutting off the flow. And we need our ancestors right now more than ever. More than ever. We need the spiritual realm on our side, is what I'm trying to say. We need the spiritual realm on our side more than ever. More than ever. And I just shared that story with you about my mother. Me and my mother. Her name is Deborah Louise Cobb. She is an ancestor. I am so grateful for her. I love her. Everything she gave me was exactly what I needed. Everything she gave me was exactly what I needed. And what she didn't give me was exactly the experience I needed to have for who I am today. And here's the one who wants her way all the time. She wants her way. What are you saying? This one, and there's that one. Y'all, they want to be outside all day long and sit in the dirt. And then they want to come and get in my bed in my house. You just cannot have it both ways. One or the other. You're either going to sit in the dirt all day and then come in the house and stay on the floor. Or you can be a house cat and you can lay in my bed all day long. But you cannot have it both ways. All right, y'all. Bye. They are so chatty. Oh my gosh, they got so much to say. Okay, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.